Hey, how you doing? This is RJ. Today, I'm going to do a rambling, ranting video. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be. So if you don't like those kind of videos, you can probably just turn it off right now because that's all I got today. This thing that I just ran across, it's really driving me insane. And honestly, I don't know what to make of it except for the fact to call it crazy. It's just insane. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of pictures here up on the screen because, usually people don't actually, probably I would say, people don't actually watch my videos. They just listen to them because all I do is speak most of the time. But I'm going to put these images up on the video, okay? Now these are images from the Marvel Rising cast. And they're really pushing this Marvel Rising thing on the Twitter feed of Marvel. It has its own Twitter feed, actually, Marvel Rising does. And they're going to be pushing it at the New York Comic Con that's coming up. They have this whole separate thing where, they have what is it called? They get people that dress up as their superheroes, but they want them to dress up as the people from Marvel Rising for this very specific, panel or contest or something. Anyways, they're pushing it really, really hard. And I've gone over it in a couple of other videos, and it's really ridiculous. This whole Marvel Rising thing is just, go watch my other video. I'll link them at the end, but it's really ridiculous. But the thing that I noticed over the last couple of days as they're posting these things is that when you look at the people who are actually the voice actors for each of these characters, they look exactly the same as each of these characters. They're, of course, the same gender. Now, I wouldn't fault them for doing that because a woman sounds like a woman and a man sounds like a man. But, you have Captain Marvel, and she's a white woman with blonde hair, and the voice actress is a white woman with blonde hair, and you have America Chavez, and you have this brown woman with dark hair, and then playing her you have this brown woman with dark hair, and same for Inferno. You have this, Latino looking guy, and that's his character, and that's the kind of guy that's playing him. And of course Quake is played by the woman who plays Quake in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it's basically based on her. Really, it is not so much as on the character in the comics. It's basically based on her, and it just goes on and on like this. And the thing is that, the only white male that you get in there, guess who he's playing? He's playing Lockjaw and the Squirrel. Yeah, so they got the white guy in there. He's playing the animals. That's kind of funny. But I'm saying to myself, why? Why is this happening? What in the world is going on here? Are people this stupid? I don't know what else to call them. Are people this stupid? I mean, really? They're a voice actress. Voice actresses, or voice actors. There's a couple of voice actors anyways, but mostly actresses. Do they really need to put the exact same race on these people as they are in the cartoon? I am sure if they didn't, they would get pummeled by I don't know what tweets and every other thing from these far leftist idiots going out there and promoting their gender theory and their race and identity politics. This is the kind of thing that they would get just snowplowed with. But why? Please tell me. Someone explain this to me. I mean, I've been trying to figure this out, and all I can get is nonsense from this. Because, okay, first I thought to myself, wait a second. Isn't this kind of like, I don't know, it's like reverse whitewashing, right? And then I actually looked up reverse whitewashing, and reverse whitewashing is, they got this ridiculous, I don't know. It's ridiculous. I went to a couple of sites and looked this up, and they're saying, no. There is no such thing as reverse whitewashing. It's called race bending. And race bending is okay. You can take a character who is white and make them into a person of color, and that's fine. But you can't take a person of color and change them into one that is white. That's not fine at all. Because, of course, on the left, the far left, of course, you have to have different definitions for different people and different rules for everybody, right? And, I am not a stupid person. I hope I'm not a stupid person. I got a couple of degrees that would probably prove that I'm not a stupid person. And, I I studied some pretty dense things in my time. I'm talking we're talking heavy theology and philosophy and all these kinds of things, and even reading them in ancient languages. And, I actually have some kind of experience reading some pretty dense stuff people would look at and go, is this in a different language? But I'm trying to read this idiotic stuff coming out of the mouths of these far leftists, and I cannot make head or tails of it. It is ridiculous. I'm gonna read you some of this article that I ran across, right? Here's this guy. He's talking about the fact that, race bending is okay, but whitewashing is bad. Now, this is a direct quote from this guy. And I don't know, he's a professor or some kind of, I don't know, somebody who's writing a paper about this, and they're quoting him in the article. This is what he says. It is not so much that the Latino affect performance is so excessive, but that the effective performance of normative whiteness is minimalist to the point of emotional impoverishment. Whiteness claims effective normativity and neutrality, but for that fantasy to remain in place, one must only view it from the vantage point of U.S. cultural and political hegemony. Once we look at whiteness from a racialized perspective like that of Latinos, it begins to appear to be flat and impoverished. At this moment in history, it seems especially important to position whiteness as lack. This is ridiculous! Oh my sweet merciful heavens. Okay, this is ridiculous. And the guy actually writing the article says that he calls this logic. He said, if we follow his logic, it is not logic. This is not what logic is. This is the exact reverse of what logic is. Logic says that specific words have specific definitions. They do not change. You cannot change the word to any definition you want to fit your argument. This is not logic. This is ridiculous. And that is the entire point of this. So I went on from that to say, okay, so it's not reverse whitewashing. I can't call it that. And they already said that doesn't exist to begin with. They said, oh, no, that doesn't exist. In all these articles, they say, no, that doesn't exist. It's just race bending. And that's okay because whiteness is lack. And, color is filling up. Ridiculous. Idiotic. And so I went on to say, okay, well, what exactly would you call this then? Is it what? I don't know. Racial typecasting? Because that's what it seems like. It's racial typecasting. Maybe that's it. And then I went on to look up racial typecasting, and you get the same gobbledygook of articles. Oh my, it's. So here's what I can come up with. All right. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Here's something where I tell you, put some comments down for me, would you? Because I don't know what to make of this idiocy. Tell me what you make of it. This is ridiculous. All I can say, and I shouldn't be surprised at this. I really shouldn't be surprised at this. But of course, these far leftists, all they do is take words, give them any meaning that they see fit to give to them to make them sound like they connect together in a way that proves their point. It's just a bunch. It's nowhere near academia to begin with. It has no basis in logic. It has no basis in reason. It has no basis in argumentation whatsoever. It is simply a tactic of confusion and simply used to rile people up. That's all I can figure out of this idiocy that I can see going on here. Idiocy is all I call it. Because there is nothing of sense in any of this. If you try to go down this rabbit hole, you'll end up in Wonderland. Because there's no bottom to this thing. These people are just, honestly, I am not kidding. These people belong in a mental asylum. People who come up with not only these articles, but with the quotes from these articles, They are mentally disturbed. They have no clue what reality actually is. They are living in a fantasy and expect the world to revolve around their fantasy. They are mentally incompetent. And they belong in institutions. They seriously belong in institutions. And here's where I bring it back to comics. Because, look, you got this Marvel Rising this idiotic thing going on with Marvel Rising, okay? Now, I don't know what to make of this. Hey, maybe it's good that you have people who are of the same race and gender if it is done on merit. But again, you have the woman, especially the woman who is playing what? Miss Marvel. She was going on in the Women of Marvel podcast about how she kept on getting typecast and she was going to give up acting because she kept on getting typecast. What in the world do you think you're being now? Of course you're being typecast right now. She's being typecast because she looks like Kamala Khan. Exactly. That's the only reason why she got this job. But no, she's happy as a pig in whatever, a poke. How's that? To get this job. Why? I think because, well, the other time she was being typecast, they were all negative typecasting, whereas this is a positive typecast. Again, in order for these people to have any kind of traction whatsoever, they got to apply different rules to every different situation that comes up. They deserve to be in a mental asylum. Honestly. But the thing is that, you know how this is affecting comics? Because, of course, you have this going on at Marvel Comics right now. And some of you may not realize the extent to which this is going on at Marvel Comics right now. Now, I know you all listening to me know what kind of a madhouse Marvel Comics is and how much of an SJW asylum it is right now, where you have people, because, I mean, it's bleeding into the comics, of course, because you have this woman now writing for Ironheart, right? And she got the job because she looks like Riri Williams. Literally. She said, I look like this woman, and I'm from the basic same place, so, hey, people fund me so that I can actually work for Marvel and write this character, even though she has no connection with comics at all. And that's what happened. So because she looks like Riri Williams, she's actually getting to write Ironheart. Yeah, that's going to be a dumpster fire, I can tell you right now. But the thing is that you have this going on all the time. They say, you have to have a black person write a black person. You have to have a woman write a woman. You have to have every one of these things. To the extent, now, this is the point, to the extent that right now, in some comics, you have 3 or 4 writers working on the same comic, each writer writing the character of their specific gender and race for that story. Literally. This is insanity. I mean, the whole point of an actor is that they can be someone else. Isn't that the whole point of an actor? They can be someone else. So why can't they be someone else of a different... Oh yeah, of course. Because whiteness is lack. Yes, I forgot. Right. The article says whiteness is lack. Yes. It is a draining. To be white is lacking and draining, whereas a person of color is filling up. Insane people. And of course, if you're a story writer, now, sure. How's about you say that you tend towards writing a character that's like you because you know mostly about you and you write what you know. No problem. Got you there. I mean, what? My story is mainly about Celts, right? And because, hey, I'm of Celtic descent. So, sort of Scottish-Irish. Well, that's what I'm writing about. I live in a place where the majority of people living here are Scottish-Irish. And I mean the majority. So, hey, I know this kind of, I don't know, culture. And so that's what I know. That's what I write. These are the kinds of people I write. No problem. But if I need to step out of that skin, hopefully I'm a good enough writer so that I can do that and actually use another voice. Because if I'm not a good enough writer to do that, then I only got one story to tell. That's it. Which doesn't make you a good writer. I don't know. This is ridiculous. Somebody please back me up here. This is ridiculous. All I have to say for today, this is why I said it was going to be a rant, because all I have to say for today is this is ridiculous. I have no argument, because you can't argue with crazy people. All you can do is point and say, they are insane. Someone please take them away. And these people are insane. Yeah, leave me some comments, would you? Because tell me what you think of this. I don't know. Point me in a direction so that I can somewhat understand or make some kind of heads or tails of this nonsense. Because the only thing that I can come up with is that it is nonsense and it makes no sense. And that's it. I am hoping that these people have some kind of, I don't know, some kind of basis. No, I don't think they have any kind of argument. If they do have an argument, it's ridiculous. But some kind of basis besides, let's change and move the goalpost every time we use another word. That's pretty much all I can find out. And all I can say to that is, they need to be in mental asylums. Please, please bring back the old mental asylums. Please. They need to be filled up. We need to build them, like prisons. They need to be large, sprawling complexes. Maybe we could take the Walmarts and turn them into, mental asylums. I'm sure it wouldn't be difficult. Oh my, this is ridiculous. Yeah, I realize. Maybe I'm being ridiculous. Go ahead, tell me I'm being ridiculous. Please, tell me. Because this is the world of Marvel Comics right now. And not just Marvel Comics, but it's bleeding into the television now. All right, well, I'm sure I gave you nothing new to think about. Really, I haven't. If you maybe thought my rant was kind of funny, maybe hit like then. Hit the shield in the lower right-hand corner and hit subscribe. And leave me a message. Tell me I'm insane. Go ahead and do that. Please tell me I'm crazy and that I don't understand the world. I don't know. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.